Hello, everybody. Welcome to Your Soul Wisdom. This is actually a follow-up from last week's episode because we just couldn't get it together. We went into Sausage Fest. We went into Don't You Dare Bring Him Out, but Elf on the Shelf craziness and porcelain dolls. And so we're circling back to the regular scheduled program. Kylie, really quickly, tell us today who is actually controlling the movement of your rods.
I have an eighth dimension. I don't know what it is. Woman fairy hybrid something, but she's agreed to play ball and we're ready to go.
Oh, okay. Well, without further ado. Okay, first question. Very normal questions today, you guys. Are societal trends influenced by unseen spiritual energies?
In what way?
In general.
Okay. That makes sense. But what
Okay,
sort of
let's start off with something basic like with fashion. Are societal trends influenced externally for fashion?
No.
Okay.
Well,
What about interest in particular spiritual ideas?
nothing.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's don't like this question.
Yeah, fine. Is there a collective consciousness guiding the evolution of society?
Yes.
Yes. Is it above and beyond our own thoughts and belief systems?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Are there, well, this, Amanda, you're going to love this one.
Oh no.
Are
We can see Amanda's trying to hold back already.
It's not sausage, okay? And I hope I'm not wrong, but are there ancient civilizations trying to communicate with us today?
Yes.
Yes.
But I don't know if it's like a direct communication or if it's like this is very Amanda, the internal remembering of those ancient civilizations versus the external influence. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I was
Past
kind of,
versions
it's interesting.
of ourselves contacting us.
Yes.
Yes.
But I feel like there are imprinted messages I was seeing rocks when you were talking. So are there imprinted messages from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was a question in here too.
And is there like a tripwire as to once we reach a certain level of healing, then more is revealed to us? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Can I ask one question? Is that an individual experience?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it also can it also be a collective experience?
Yes, if it's around like a
Experience
traumatic
of it
event
as
or
well.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Because also to add that that sometimes you can meet, so like within my work, collective scenes will find you, people that once lived or existed within that energy of these scenes, or the school or things like that, or people that are connected to, say, the Magdalene energy, and even like further back, you sometimes will go through times whereby a lot of Lemurians you'll be working with quite a lot because something's been unearthed, so something's come up for them, or it's time for them to try and find each other or to seek out each other or acknowledge that is part of their ancestry. But it's also the thing that a lot of the ancient knowledge, we are not the most advanced civilization that has existed on this planet. We are by far not the most advanced. So there has been many civilizations before that were
Rod say yes to that, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, we have a member in our collective that has shared with me that she actually lived on the property with these Essenes, practicing Essenes. And this was like maybe like 10, 15 I don't think 20 years ago, but like, recent times, which I thought was so wild. So of course I needed to know, what did they do and how did they act?
Everything.
Okay, let's move on. Is humanity unknowingly part of a cosmic experiment? No answer?
Mm.
Do they know to some extent?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, what was the question, Lauren? I didn't hear that.
I said, do they know to some extent? Because Yana said unknowingly and it didn't move. I'm like, so is it, is it to some extent like it's a half truth, or they believe, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean. I know what you meant.
You think
Someone
I'm
jump
racing?
in,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just have to rewatch
Yeah,
the
so
episode, okay?
Okay.
I think Earth was like, for me, I think Earth was like any other of the planets that were created and the life forms that were created. I think what has happened with us is that
Rod,
there's
say
been
yes.
a lot of tinkering. Yeah.
Mm.
That there's been a lot of tinkering with our DNA. There's been a lot of interference that has happened, and that has kind of somehow changed everything. And so
It's interesting. I'm seeing like a contract and then I'm like thinking loopholes. It's interesting, the visuals that I'm getting when you're speaking,
really, yeah.
It's,
Wow.
it's like those hidden clauses that you don't understand. I don't know.
Yeah, that very, very much exists. I do think that very, very much exists. But I do, and also and also in addition to that, there are races of beings that have interfered, even though they're not meant to, which is why sometimes there's been some certain sort of councils that have been formed in order to protect the earth. Otherwise, it would be a lot more different. That. So anyway, yes, Kylie.
You're right, Kylie.
Yes, I'm just burning up.
Okay. We're moving.
It's all good.
Is there a collective karma that society is working to resolve?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't like that.
But
I know. What is it?
but
I
there
need
is
that
a
to stop.
but. Karma, I think, has been lost in translation.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I think that there is a collective healing, maybe not
Or
the
a theme.
repercussions, yes, of
A
an
collective
action
theme.
done. Yes, exactly. But yeah, that was
Was
Yeah.
I responsible for that original? Forget it.
Do you want to know?
Ooh, go on.
You can't take it back.
I still
Okay,
don't give in to that. Okay.
Okay. Are there hidden spiritual guardians protecting humanity?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Do we know this one too? Do societal changes serve as catalysts for spiritual awakening? Yes. Is that their purpose? Is that their true purpose?
It's part of
It's
it.
more than one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more than one thing, because I'll tell you what, 2020 wasn't designed to create this spiritual awakening that it was. It was utterly designed for the opposite. But what happened was a lot of people, it sparked their awakening. And
Sorry.
so that's why it didn't succeed in the way in which it was designed to.
But let me also ask you this though. Since there are these external energies, light beings, guardians, all this stuff that are here for the positive collective experience, they still allowed that event to take place. So even though consciously whoever, however this 2020 took place or was designed wasn't for the good of humanity, was there also an underlying spiritual component that, okay, this may not be good, but we know it's going to create this beautiful awakening to a lot of people?
I don't think that's what was its original intention.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think that was. Yeah. I don't think so.
I got a
It's
yes.
almost as if, it's almost as
Okay.
if as if what happened was was not expected, because it really came down to people's ability to really see if they were sovereign, or in a space of sovereignty, or in a space of really because what happened is that many of us fell under the cloud of fear.
Yeah.
And we were influenced by the cloud of fear. And so, because that was not the plan, that was not the agenda. That's why it was originally called Agenda 2020. It wasn't the agenda. So, yeah, but it just so happens that a lot of us, it sort of like sparked the awakening process. Like, this smells fishy. Why does it smell fishy?
Yeah. Okay. Next question is a twofold. First one is just confirmation. Is humanity currently in a phase of collective healing?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
And are we in the beginning of that healing? No answer, because it's different for everybody.
I think it's just too complicated.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was a
Yes.
week.
Okay. 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 Are there certain places on earth that are more spiritually awakened than others? Yes.
Yes, that was a big yes. It was a quick yes too. Boom.
Gonna slap everyone.
I mean, I feel like I need to know like where.
Well, start naming
Ask, can you
continents. I'm
ask
sure
about?
there's one. This was
ask
the ley
about
line
Japan?
discussion with Solrita,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Can
What,
you ask about,
Amanda?
is Japan a
Yes.
it is, isn't it?
Spiritual.
More spiritually awakened.
Has Italy
Yeah,
got the same
interesting.
thing going on? Has
Interesting,
Italy
yeah.
got a lot of action in it as far as ley lines and active energy?
I don't know. It's been. I feel like there's a bit of Catholic interference with a little bit of that. Is that accurate?
Oh, they truly and totally messed up those
Yes.
those
Yeah.
ley lines. Yeah, you know, you missed
Actually,
the POPE.
I have a question about Japan. Is something under Mount Fuji? Oh,
Yes. What do you
okay.
think it is?
Like what's under
camera.
the pyramids? Oh, which
Yes.
one was it?
Yes. Yes.
Like what's under Uluru?
Listen, are we okay?
Okay, we're moving
Are we
on.
still existing on YouTube? Just so I was wondering. After
Is this
last
for
week's
entertainment
episode.
purposes only,
Only don't go
not
digging around
factual
Mount Fiji.
information?
Uluru. Or what is it? Is that its politically correct name now?
Yes.
What
Okay,
is?
Uluru?
Uluru,
Yes.
the big rock in the middle of Australia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem like it's just very big landmarks. What else is a very big landmark then?
What about like under Antarctica? What I want to know is, was there what was the big theory that there was a hub under Antarctica and like Hitler when it was like involved
Yes,
or
there
something?
is.
Yes.
And there's lots. Yes, there is. Yes,
Do
there
I-
is.
okay.
Germans were involved. There's lots.
Listen,
you
Kylie, again, you brought it
an
up.
English breakfast area.
I'm not. I won't.
Okay, we'll save that for
processed
another
meats
day.
to choose from.
We're already walking on fine ice after the previous weeks.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go watch that one.
Okay.
But I will confirm, even if the rods, you
There
don't
you
think
go.
will be there is
Just
a
put your
lot.
hands up, Amanda, and just do this.
There is
And
like,
the Amanda rods are confirmed. Okay. Yes. Next question, Yana, quickly.
Okay. Do are some societal structures karmic lessons in disguise?
Say that again.
Are some societal structures karmic lessons in disguise? And actually, there's no answer, because what I actually thought of right away was a specific place where they're monitored. I don't want to say it. They're severely monitored. They have no rights. They're overworked. They're what is that, social score? Is that what it's called? You know, it's so I think we may all be thinking of the same 5-letter place, but
Do
yeah.
you need me to intervene with some deli items?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask the next question? Yeah. I don't know if we should be asking that.
Okay. Well, okay, forget that place, but like in general, are there places or countries that the structure of society is more
Yep.
karmic, right? Because, like, for example, when you're born in
Sure.
the US or when you're
Yes.
born in Africa, when you're born in Europe, when you're, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have to clarify the karmic definition in Western society. It's a yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
It's a yes, a big fat yes, because I'll tell you what, without mentioning
Amanda, bring up
anything,
your rods.
that it's a yes. It's a yes. It's a yes. Because there are certain, so let's just say continents or places that a lot of the people that you work with that come from there are very, this is quite interesting. They are very conditioned to, in a sense, not believe in God so much, but they believe in demons. They do not believe in God, but they do believe in demons. And that the president, I won't say who is, and that the president or whoever it is that runs everything, the belief is in him, not in God.
Right.
He is the
End all be all.
the end all and the be all, but they believe in demons. So you can either be possessed by demons or you follow the whatever, and everything is monetary there. So your so your status in life is built upon how much wealth you have, and that governs everything. Governs everything.
I don't want to hang out there.
Yeah, no. Okay. Let's move.
Next question.
Okay.
I'm getting a little antsy.
Is humanity being guided towards a specific spiritual goal?
Not specific, but towards a spiritual goal, yes.
Yes. Okay. Are synchronicities messages for the collective guidance?
Yes, and
Yes.
individual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are societal transformations pre-written in the fabric of the universe? Was there going to be a spiritual awakening in 2020 regardless of how it played out?
Nothing was set in stone, and not the specific ways that it played out was not set in stone, but I think that there is something around the timing. And Amanda, take it away.
Because I think that wasn't the spiritual awakening that happened was not intended.
Yeah.
So was there a timeline in which it existed? Yes, 100%. But it was not the intended target. It was pretty far from that. But who knows? Maybe we had other beings that intercepted in such a way whereby it created the openings in our minds to cause that kind of awakening, because maybe that was the only way to save as many people as possible.
Yes.
Okay. This one is an interesting one, which kind of ties into last week's episode. But do spirits of past leaders influence current decisions? No.
Christ, I hope not.
I know,
good.
right?
Christ.
Okay.
What a madness.
But you don't want, like,
because they're
Hitler or
already mad all by
Stalin?
themselves.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. They're already all nuts by themselves.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be a certain level of mad to run for that position, right? To want to.
What is amazing is that there is so much ego and narcissism around these figureheads that think that they have control. Sausage. Let's go on next question.
Okay.
No, good point. Good point.
I know.
So you've got to have something about you. No, but I don't think anybody goes into that thinking
They all
really
have the
wanna-
same
I really want to
earthly
make
characteristics.
a difference.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. You can dress it up anyhow you like. You can dress it up in a skirt and a pants and a shorts, in a trouser suit, anything you like. It's coming from some place of
Hillary Clinton. Okay, let's go. Next question. I just thought pantsuit, and I'm like, who do you? I don't think it's Sarah, Sally, Jesse, Raphael. I think anyway. Let's go. Next question. Stop.
Okay.
Jesus Christ,
Um,
I haven't seen or heard of her in a while.
I know. Why is she popping into my head? I don't know.
She's still alive.
No, when is she still alive, or is she like?
Is
Because I'm
she?
like, I don't want to invoke the spirit of Sally, Jesse, Raphael. No, thank you. Okay, next.
I
Okay,
used
this
to
is
watch
going
her.
downhill. Yana, please. Please. this
Okay,
is
okay,
a
okay,
good
okay, okay.
question.
I guess this could be on an individual and a collective basis, but are we destined to uncover universal truths about existence?
Yes. Spread those legs, Kylie. I mean, spread those rods, Kylie.
You know that's going to be our soundbite for this episode, don't you?
I don't know what just happened
was
there.
going
Sorry
to be
that
all
she said it with
professional.
as well, huh?
And Amanda
My
took it
goodness.
there.
Oh my goodness.
Amanda, did you
I mean,
have a
so-
sexy weekend before
I
coming on
know,
here to
just got a bit of
record?
Insight, huh?
Give us the juicy details.
Sally, Jesse,
Alex
Raphael,
obviously
coming
likes
for you,
being bossed
Amanda.
about.
Oh wow, we need to be reined in. What was the question?
Okay.
What was the question?
All
I
right.
don't
Stop.
even
Question.
remember.
I don't even remember.
Doesn't
Oh my
matter.
God. No,
My
that was a
mind's-
good question. Because I had
Ask
a
it
big
again.
yes.
You
Okay.
wanted the legs open, yes. I don't know what you were yesing the question. What the
The
question?
question was individually or collectively, are we
Lovely,
destined to
Kylie.
uncover universal truths about our existence?
The
Yeah.
legs
Yes.
open, Amanda.
Yes.
Okay. Um,
Lauren is so bored of us. Look at
Oh,
that.
no. I've been crying so much. I'm yawning now. I'm just like, oh.
Like, oh, they're at it again.
does each generation come with its own soul mission?
Generation. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Is the
Yes.
theme for
Yeah.
a generation. Yeah, similar.
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
the same also with names, because right, every year you have like the top 10 girl
Yeah,
names.
it's to do with your little number thing.
Well, right, okay, no, but it's true because I think about that.
I
And
so meant
so-
that with all respect.
It's well, yes.
Sounded
So
it.
so it's funny because I didn't do any research when I was naming Olivia. And then it was sometime earlier this year, I was listening to something and they were saying how the name Olivia has been on the top 5 girl names for the last like 5 years. And I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be an energetic reason for that, right? Why are there so many specific names coming through
in a
a time
given
where-
period of time.
Correct.
That happened to me too because, I mean, you know, one of my children, the name that I called them was actually not even on my list. And it just came to me when they were born. And it was like,
Right.
hey,
Yeah.
this is what we're naming it. And then that was a popular name in that period of time.
And so the
Right.
energy that those names hold
That's what it's
are
trying to bring
here in
through
correct
to put into the grid.
for that generation. Absolutely.
Right.
You know,
Right. 'Cause
to
every
have
time
a
you
sort
keep
of,
sounding that name,
Mm-hmm.
you're activating those energies.
Yeah.
it's trying to
Right.
hit a critical mass of that energy or something, you know?
Yeah.
It's-
Wow. I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just out of interest, can you remember what the numbers are for Olivia? Because it'll be a
Mm.
short name.
I mean, just in general speaking, right? You've got before doing the
Oh.
chart, you've got
Yeah.
6, 12,
Yeah.
10, 6, 12, 10, 6, 10, 1.
Mm.
Lots
Mm.
of you got Archangel Michael, you've got lots of healing energy. That Pluto energy, we talked about that transformation coming in, creativity, bringing in that light. And so, and she is stubborn AF. So, you know, even without getting into her full chart right now, as far as the name Olivia, I'll pull it up if you guys want to keep talking for a second. But it's one of those where it's like, there's so much energy that comes through. It's crazy. Okay, let's
Mm.
see. What do we got? Let's put in. I mean, you
Would
guys
it
can
be
keep
fair to
talking through
say-
this.
Well,
So-
I'm thinking, Yana, it'd be an interesting episode for your podcast, your numbers thing, to run all the numbers on the top 10 names for girls and boys, or the top 5, and actually
Yeah,
see
that's
what
interesting.
predominantly those vibrations
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we look at the name
Yeah.
Olivia, oh my God,
What is
12-3, 22-4,
Perfect.
11-2.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Okay, and so to translate, you
But
guys,
that's a
that
lot.
is that
It's a lot of big
lot.
energy.
It's a lot. But you're talking about expansion of the love energy. You're talking about multidimensional completeness, the people that just know stuff. The 11-2 is bringing in that truth, right? Filtering out the garbage. We're here to filter out the garbage and really create our own structure of truth, not follow religion, not
Individually.
follow absolutely. And so thank you for
Correct.
making me look that up, Rachel, because that's just
I reckon it would make a great episode if you did some, not if you did some research, but if we got some data together and did a little spreadsheet
Yeah.
with all the numbers and just see what patterns are there.
Yeah, well, listen,
Yeah.
we have a soul
Correct.
contract episode lined up anyway.
Oh,
and so
okay.
let's add that on there.
Okay.
Okay, so I love that. I love that. Okay, so
Correct.
let's.
Can I just ask a question though? When we talk about generations, are we actually talking about generations, or are we talking about, say, like a gap of 5 years? Are we actually talking about like a span of, say, 5 years? 'Cause
Kylie, when you're ready, let's
pen
ask the
down.
rock.
Hold
Well, I think,
Siesta.
but like to me, I think it's and. I don't think it's or.
And
I agree.
or.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it is
Okay.
so multifaceted, and
Yeah.
you know,
That's what I was
it's like
thinking.
all the colors, all the shades. You know, there's this bit between this bit. There's like all different bands. You know what I mean?
Correct. Because names can be popular for a year, so that frequency gets born into that year.
It's
and
really
then
important
that's
for
what's
that
spread
year.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really important for that year, for that energy. So
Right.
that is fascinating. Had
Yeah.
never thought about that before, but that's fascinating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Who
good.
asked that question?
I did.
Oh, good question.
Well, because
Kylie's like, and
I
I'm ready for the next question.
I live in that soul contract world. I live in that frequency world. Okay.
Nice. I just don't think anybody's ever tackled that before. So I think that's really important. I think we just made a big, huge sort of like breakthrough or statement here. I think that's a really good thing to look at.
Yeah, that needs some exploration for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do a soul contract episode with the frequency of your name episode, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, do spiritual energies intensify as humanity evolves? Kylie? Yes.
Yeah.
But is that just in our own reality, or is that a collective? Collective. Okay.
Isn't it both?
Yeah,
This is a beautiful one. Okay. Is music a universal language that bridges spiritual gaps? Yes. You guys, I need to digress just for 1 second, Kylie. 1 second. I was listening to something recently, and they were saying the top 3 words that people know throughout English words that people know throughout the world. I only remember 2 of them. Third one, I guess, isn't important. No. But one of them is, can you guys guess?
Love.
Thank you.
No.
I wonder if that third one was maybe thank you. But one of them was God. The most commonly known English word is God. Do you know what the third one? What the third one? No, the third one or the second one were? Coca-Cola.
Got it.
And I lost my mind because I'm like, out of all, like that is the power of Coca-Cola. Isn't that insane? Isn't that absolutely insane?
I think it's insane that you're still trying to get that Coke sponsorship one way or the other.
Really nice interweaving of that into
You're actually dragging into this as well.
Okay.
Coca-Cola.
You guys, that's crazy. I mean, I get it. I'm partial to Coca-Cola because I drink it and I love it. Touches my lips and my day is better. But I still thought that was absolutely insane.
She's going to get the advert.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Let's move it on. Okay.
Fuck her up for Coca-Cola.
Okay. Here's a good one. Yeah. Okay. Here's a good one.
Starting to fade.
Okay. Kylie, when you're ready to shut it down, you tell me time to shut it down. Okay.
Are
our
you ready?
society. Yes,
Chop is fine.
totally.
Sorry, yes. Okay.
Okay.
Cut it out, Kylie. Let's get on with this. Yes, we can be professional.
Are societal fears manifestations of the collective shadow work?
Oh. Why
Mm.
does that feel too complicated or something? Can we break it down into smaller bite-sized questions?
Okay, well, let's make it individual.
I can
Is
answer
the
that
thing
for
that
you,
we
Spirit. Go on. I'm kidding. Go.
Go
Are you
ahead.
yelling at my
No,
spirit
no, no,
over
no,
here?
No, no, no. No, I said I can answer that for you. Eighth dimensional spirit.
You're
No,
fired.
Go on. Break it down. Go on,
Are
break it
our
down.
biggest fears part of our shadow work?
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
But are our biggest fears, are the things that we fear also connected to past lives?
Yes.
Yes.
Partly, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Do animals contribute to humanity's spiritual evolution?
Yes.
Contribute as a support?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And I love that because we even talked about that with Soul Rita, right? On that one episode where it's the whales that hold a certain frequency for us to evolve. It's the trees, it's the planet, it's everything, the stars, the planets, everything plays its harmonic role in this song of life. And I just thought that was so beautiful and so wonderfully said. And just like the image of that, like you can't be mad or have a bad day after envisioning that, Anyway, okay. I'm digressing. Okay. Is the collective human aura visible to higher beings?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's so interesting to me. Okay. Um,
Well, that's I think that's their barometer, isn't it?
Mhm.
Oh,
That's how they
yes.
see. They see
Yes.
energy.
Yeah. As you
that's
were.
also so cool. Yeah. Okay. Are there ancient sacred sites still or yet to be okay, let me start
Yes.
again.
Yes.
Are there
Yes.
ancient
The answer is yes.
sites
Yes.
Sites yet to be
yet
discovered.
to be discovered? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is humanity subconsciously remembering its divine origin?
Ooh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah.
These are
And-
really good questions.
Mm.
I
From
do what
our
I can,
members.
Kylie. I do what I can, okay?
Love it. I'm impressed
Love it, yeah.
with the caliber.
Yeah.
Questions.
Okay. Are spiritual practices across cultures interconnected in non-obvious ways?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is humanity part of a greater cosmic consciousness?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Are we the highlight? Are we like the main event in the show? Is what's no. Is so what's going on planet Earth is not like the main event.
Correct. Yes.
I see it like the animals, everything is important. So I don't think anything is the main event. I just, so often we place importance on making something the thing, but it's almost like soul contract and, with your soul destiny, that's not the thing. It's all important. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Well, because I was picturing Dolores Cannon and how she talks about how there's all these like ETs and all these other energies that view the earth like it's like this playground and so exciting, and it's like the highlight for them is how she shares it. And so that's why, okay.
Yeah.
It
probably
is
is like sorry, I was gonna say it's probably
No,
like
go on.
Amanda's reality show is what Earth is to the other realms.
So reality is a bit of a shit show.
That's right.
Reality shows are a bit of shit shows.
Right. And I think Earth is just one massive reality show for the different anyway. Amanda, please speak to me. Please.
Well, no, I think it's that way. I think there's interest in Earth because of there's always going to be interest in a planet when it's going to go through an evolutionary jump. So there's always going to be interest in that. There's also interest in this planet so that we crazy humans don't actually go and blow ourselves up, because if that happens, it just doesn't just affect Earth, it affects all the other planets in its orbit. It affects every other planet literally in the galaxy. So nobody wants that, as well as the fact that you know, I think for the most part humans have something, they seem to have something that not every single civilization has, that's out there. So there is interest in how that evolves, and there is interest in gaining control of that. So there is a constant battle going on. It may not be a battle that's on Earth like wars, but there's a constant spiritual galactic battle that is going on. So for the most part, we are always at war, believe it or not.
Can we ask that question? And I just want to tell you where my own little conflict comes in with that, Amanda.
Yeah, of course.
Question?
Which question?
Is there a spiritual war going on right now from
Outside of the Earth.
between extraterrestrials or other beings that are fighting for control over Earth? I know I think I may have complicated a little bit, but
So I was going to a yes when you were saying about out of like dimension conflicts, but then when you said in order to gain control of Earth, it kind of retracted back to neutral. So I was going towards a yes, and then it went no. Not no, but like I'm not answering that further.
okay. Okay. So then can I ask the question, is there spiritual warfare happening from out of world energies?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Because in my mind, I think to myself, well, I don't want to live in that reality. I don't want that to be my reality. So is it that if somebody believes that it's real, or is it that it is real in not indefinitely, but like it actually is a thing?
Well, it's like earlier we were speaking about the black magic and we were talking about vulnerabilities. So you can consciously be, no, not my reality. But I guess if there's a vulnerability that you're not conscious of, is subconscious.
Okay.
You know, and it could be a thread from a past life. You know, I just keep on seeing so many threads. It's so much more than a yes or no answer. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Totally. Listen,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be a fool to think I was going to get a real yes or a real no, right? Because we know there's every single
It's like
question we ask.
it's
It's
complex.
so multi-layered. Yeah. Okay.
But also I just think everything is and there are infinite potentials.
So in
Yeah.
answer to your question, in a way, can I just ask the question, Rod's a question, although I think they're really responding to Yana. So maybe Yana, can you ask the question?
No, you can ask.
You can ask. You can ask.
Sure. Okay. Is there a 5D or 6D version of Earth where we exist?
Oh. Do we want to know that answer?
Yes.
Because I think that will absolutely destroy systems.
Really?
Achieved.
Okay. All right.
Okay, let me see if they'll answer it.
I'm okay with no answer. I was just
Instead of
saying,
5 or
because you were
6, should we
talking-
say higher dimensional? Like,
Yeah, high
Ask it,
dimensional.
Lauren.
yeah.
Ask it, Lauren.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they-
Is there a higher dimensional version of Earth where we all exist? Where we exist? Okay, is there a higher dimensional version of Earth?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We don't exist there yet.
Some
Let me ask.
Well,
I think that's
Is
just
some
like
of
creating
humanity-
glitch in the
answer to your
matrix.
question, Yana.
I'm sorry?
Is that not an answer to your question?
No, that wasn't part of my question.
No, I said, is that not an answer to your question? Or am I being too thingy poppy?
You've lost me.
Yeah, so your question before was
About the comment that you made.
about, right, so are
external
there spiritual wars and things like that? Yeah. And so there are, what I was going to say, there are versions of this planet that exist. However, have any of us ever experienced a higher version planet or existence of ourselves
Yes.
on a
Oh.
higher version planet.
Oh yeah.
Have we
Oh.
experienced a lower dimension version of Earth?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. God, are we somewhere in the middle?
No.
No.
Are we on a
'Cause it doesn't
higher?
work like that because you've put it on a line.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
And
I just
that's
want to
where
make
the
sure,
answers
like,
stop.
are we in the worst version?
You
or
are
are we like,
pushing it.
well, you know that's who I am, Kylie.
I know.
Okay,
Okay. I might say another 5 more questions and then I think I'm
done. Okay.
I
fade.
think you.
5 is generous. Well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to
5.
say. I thought you was going to say
Make it
that's
count. No,
Okay.
5 more and then that's it.
The pressure is on. Okay. Is humanity connected to the energy of the stars?
Yes.
Yes. Is the rise of mindfulness a sign of global awakening?
It is one of the many.
Yes. Okay. I feel
Yes.
like I feel like I'm wasting one of these 5 questions on these questions. Okay. Are soul groups shaping societal movements?
Do soul
Are
groups
they-
have the ability to shape societal movements?
Without external guidance? No. So they need external guidance in order for the collective to shift.
It does that external guidance come from the soul group's origin?
Remembering.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it. Okay. Does the Earth's energy grid align with human consciousness?
It's a weak yes.
A weak guess. Okay. Well, how many questions is that? Do I get one more?
1 more.
Okay. Are the Akashic records influencing society's progress?
No answer.
I almost saw like Back to the Future, how they had to go back to change something for things.
No, I think our actions are enough to override the Akashic record. Isn't our intentions stronger than anything left in the Akashic records, especially for a collective doing it? Am I being facetious about that?
I don't know.
I think you're right because you can, for the most part, wipe the records.
And that's just through intention, but it has to be a collective
Well,
intention.
yeah. Well, no, because when you do healing work, we can ask for it to be wiped, cleared multidimensionally.
But we can't
to clear
ask
the
like
Akashic records.
the Akashic records to wipe a world.
Yeah,
of
so
or something.
yeah, so
No, not that.
collectively there would have to be enough.
Yeah,
Just keeps on
individually-
coming back to like a critical mass.
Exactly. And that's
Mm.
what we're working towards. Yes.
Can I just ask one last question?
You're gonna answer.
Well,
Who says
what,
no to Jan? Do I have to bring Minty out again? Okay.
listen, will I really get to know all these answers the day I cross over?
Not the day.
Okay, but I will, like, when I cross over, I'm gonna get to know all these answers, like, for real,
If
for real.
you are worthy
Depends
enough
on where you
to,
go.
yes. You gotta be a good
See,
girl.
that is
Go to heaven. To the pearly gates. No, I'm just kidding. Turn left. I'm not coming back here anyway, muchachos. So you do whatever you want to do.
Have you, okay, so after all these conversations we've had, Kylie, you know, since we've talked about going left and not coming back on this incarnation cycle, incarnation wheel, I think individually there's been moments where people are like, oh no, I do want to come back, and no, I want to
Yeah, we
help,
swing a
and blah,
bit.
blah, blah. So are you still of the stance of I'm done? Not doing
I'm
this
done.
crap
I don't
again?
have to turn left. I'm peace out, not coming back. Don't need to turn left. I've got the fast track. I've got my toll transponder on my
Oh
spirit.
my God. You know, the
Fast
vision I was
track.
getting is like, you know,
He's got a fast
Kylie,
car.
it's like one of those action movies and Kylie's just like lit something, thrown it over her shoulder, and
That's
she's
right.
like,
There's gonna be
adios. I'm out of here.
Explosions,
Good luck,
fireworks,
bitches.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, hasta la vista, baby.
Well, he
Right.
also says, I'll be back.
No, be back with chains to rattle them in the middle of the night and
Oh,
minty.
bitch, do not.
Oh,
And
yeah, we'll be
minty.
doing
Kylie, I need lullabies and rainbows, okay?
that. I know you do. You do.
Yeah.
I don't
Agreed.
provide that.
I think when we
Okay.
had that session with Sorita, when you said, Yana, about you know,
We can't leave it unattended.
we can't leave it unattended.
Oh, watch
It
me.
struck a chord.
I think, yeah, it
It's-
struck
I'm
a
leaving this
chord.
whole boat unattended. Lauren, you're coming back. You can be in charge.
I would kind of have to agree with you, Amanda, although I'm still very much a bit on the Kylie train. Like it's
Yeah.
just,
It's not
but then I
Kylie.
think of
Yeah.
all the really wonderful things that I've experienced in my life and all the wonderful love and the joy and the people. And you're just like, you know, even through all the shit, I think it might still be worth it. But if I go tomorrow,
Yeah.
I'll probably still go left. I'm probably still done.
Dude, I'm
Yeah, I
telling
don't
You have
you,
to make
I
up
don't
your
think I-
mind. You can't just
was a
decide,
reading
oh,
that-
I don't want to go left. Now I want to go back to the light. Doesn't
I
it's
actually
all
think
crazy.
I can't make the decision till I get there, but now I have the consciousness to know I can choose.
Oh, that is
Beautiful.
such a Lauren chicken out answer.
Right.
No, I
Oh.
like that. Beautiful. Now you know you have the power.
Thank
to
you,
choose.
Amanda. Take that, Kylie.
And that's what's important. I think that's what's important.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
Amanda. I'm joining Team Yarn on this one. You're on your own, Lauren.
Well, you
Oh.
might not be right, Lauren, because I've had a reading that was introducing me to the concept of a very uncomfortable future life, not on Earth,
Mm.
somewhere else. No,
Mm.
it's really recontextualized my experience here. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not so bad. I've got I mean,
Exactly.
I've got a nice
Wow,
life.
that
It's fine.
must
Oh,
be really
But
bad.
having said that though, those future lives are happening right now.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
So it's a case of whether or not this version or this energetic frequency or this aspect of Lauren's soul returns
Mm.
or is returning. So it's probably, it could be like, you know, like how sometimes you have families whereby the generations end with that family because the children do not have any children. So it ends with that
Mm.
family. It's a case of that's making that decision. That's like that, you know, I won't be coming back because there's no, well, because what they generally say is that people are generally born back into their families or born back into some form of lineage, that they've always known each other somewhere else before. So when you make that decision to either come back or to not come back, then it could possibly be something to do with that. That's what effectively happens. That one stops there. Others may continue. Other versions of you may continue, but that one stops there.
There's this woman I was recently listening to, and please don't ask me her name because I have no idea. But she was explaining the incarnation cycle, that it's not that, you know, and she was saying, you know, when people say like, oh, I see you've had 10 lifetimes here or whatever, she goes, you've had thousands and thousands, endless. She's like, and they're all happening. And the way people or souls get off, quote unquote, the incarnation cycle is, it's not that there's an event, it's that the soul then feels like they've experienced all the emotions, all the events. They've learned everything. There's nothing left to learn. There's nothing left that's new to experience or again, learn. But, and so once the soul feels like it's received everything, that's when it, quote unquote, gets off of the incarnation cycle. And I thought that was a very interesting way of looking at it. Because when we, in our work, right, we talk about past lives and all that. Well, Kylie's had a past life where she was burned at the, you know what I'm saying? And in this lifetime, she lives a beautiful life with a beautiful family, you know, kids. And even though it's school holidays, you know, we, you know, we love our family and all that stuff. And so my point is, there is that range. It's not just
Range and rage. Yes,
a range of rage.
range of rage.
Okay, ladies, I'm
We're
so
done.
glad.
Put a fork in us. Well, put a fork in
Yeah.
me. I don't know. I'm done.
What did you say?
Put a
Put a
fork
fork
in me.
in
I'm
her.
done.
I
Oh,
know
you
done.
everything
your
sounds
legs
sexy
spread,
today
ladies.
to me too. It's weird.
Did she? I thought she said put a fork in her ass.
Oh,
What did you say?
Sure.
She said,
If
swear to
that
God, that's
What is
what.
happening to us?
Ooh.
really good insight into Amanda's imagination right now. Do we need
No,
to
I
like
swear to God, that's what I heard.
Freudian this?
Listen, vacation did something to you,
Yeah,
Amanda.
I know. She's come back with legs spread and forks in us.
Woo!
Seriously, I need to go live on that timeline over there.
That's not.
I said, put a fork in me. That's it.
Yes.
How did that translate to what I heard?
Look,
I don't know.
Amanda, we
That's for
don't- we
another
don't
podcast.
question you. We don't question
Wow.
you. Yeah, wow.
Okay.
All those
Okay.
peanut M&Ms.
For everybody
Okay.
listening, come and join us on the collective membership. We promise it's just as fun, and our monthly calls are unbelievable. Ask our other members if you're interested in receiving oh my God, how do I start this?
healing.
What do I say?
A
A
reading, a
healing,
healing, a
a
guided
guided
reading, a light
meditation
body.
session, a light body
Better,
activation, or simply want to say hello to Rachel, head on over to yoursoulwisdomshow.com. We thank you for allowing us to create this space, and we hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.